Hey, your financial firefighter here, Marco Shuro, and today what I want to talk about is goals. Like what is my ultimate plan for all of this? But please before I continue, go subscribe, like, comment, help me grow this channel. But also, let me remind you, I do work for the Honolulu Fire Department. I do work for Remax Honolulu. All the ideas, topics discussed on this channel are of my own. I'm not a financial planner, but I'm here hopefully to help you get started in your out-of-state real estate investing journey. So goals, a lot of people have been asking me, what's your plan for all of this? Right now, I have 14 single family homes. I've invested in a syndication deal. I do also have a small commercial property in Honolulu with my family. But they're always asking me, what's your plans for all that? What are you trying to do? And how many doors do you want? Do you want 100 doors? Do you want 200 doors? And you know what? So for me, the easiest answer is I'm not really looking at it at a door count. I'm looking at a cash flow standpoint. So I'll be honest, up until this point, the single family homes have not been just smooth sailing. The first few were like very easy, and I'm like, okay, this is easy, and I think that's why I went as quickly as I did. And definitely I ran into a lot of hiccups. I ran into a lot of problems. One property, I had a tenant in place. That was interesting. Not sure if I would purchase a property again with a tenant in place. It does throw some wrinkles into things. However, I know a lot of people that do prefer to look for properties that already have a tenant in place. So out of my 14 units, I've only had one property that had a tenant in place. But that property also did need a little bit of work. So it made it challenging trying to get the work done while the tenant was there. So maybe possibly cash for keys would have been a good idea. However, my property manager also felt, you know what, we just got this big portfolio of properties. How about we just keep the tenant in place because he's paying until we kind of get everything else stabilized. So that's the route that we went. And however, that property did need a little more renovation than I thought it would after the fact. But everything's worked out great for that property since. So I ran into some problems, I ran into some hiccups, and that's to be expected. If you're gonna go down this journey, this path, realize that it's not always gonna be smooth sailing. However, I'm glad I've went down this path and I've learned so much, and it's life-changing, and it's something that I hope and to pass on to my son and to future generations. And that's part of what I want to talk about is goals and what's my vision for all of this. And this to me is something that I can build and learn, and it's something that you can do anywhere, right? You can do from Honolulu investing in Pittsburgh. You can move to the mainland. You can move to Arkansas and be investing in Hawaii. But this plan or real estate business can be done from anywhere, and that's to me what is one of the greatest things about it, is that it is something that can be done anywhere in the world, and it can pretty much be in any cycle, right? Up, down markets is something that you can take advantage of no matter what the economy looks like. So definitely now that the portfolio is slowly just starting to kind of be running on its own, knock on wood, it's kind of just running smoothly, and now I'm generating consistent income on the properties. I can see the path and what my plan will be. Definitely looking at, depending where the rates are, but looking at refinancing down the road, pulling out a lot of equity, and then expanding the portfolio, even possibly doing some more 1031s down the road. So however, though, if I look at it right now, I guess you could say I am financially independent, right? All my expenses could be paid, my bills can be all paid through my portfolio. However, cost of living is definitely very high in Hawaii. So, if I was to retire somewhere else, I definitely could see where my money would go a lot further, and things would be different for me. And, I definitely see that in the future. For me, I think I love being on the mainland. I love being able to just hit the road, drive to sporting events, drive to places. And I can see myself spending a lot of time. I love North Carolina, I love South Carolina. So that's kind of the vision, right? Spend some time in Hawaii, but also spend a lot of time in the mainland. So that's kind of what my plan looks like. So definitely, cost of living in Hawaii is very high. So fortunately, like for me, my primary residence, if I was to rent it out currently, I'd cash flow on it. So that's a big benefit, is that my home wouldn't be, what Michael Zuber at One Rental at a Time used to call as an alligator, right? If I was to, relocate to the mainland and try to rent out my property in Honolulu, I would cash flow. It wouldn't be taking money out of my pocket monthly. So for me, I try not to look at a number of doors. I'm trying to look at a cash flow standpoint. So I have a vision, and I would really love, my goal is to get to $20,000 a month of passive income in 5 to 7 years. And I think I'm on pace to do that. And that's not including my pension. For me, when I'm calculating my numbers, I'm not including my pension in any of this, because for me, the pension is kind of what's keeping me at my job, right? And that retirement plan is kind of my handcuff of, well, how many years I work there, this is what my pension is going to be. So if I don't include that number in my retirement, then it's just not going to be factored in, and I'm not going to be really worried about how many years I do and whatnot. The big thing though is if I do retire early, I won't get my full medical coverage that comes with my retirement plan. So that's another thing I have to take into account. And Dion from Dion Talk, put a good perspective that a lot of people get worried, about retiring early, about what are they going to do for medical. And he puts it very simply, it's just another line item on your balance sheet, right? So you just have to factor in that, let's say you had a goal of $10,000 of passive income, where you'd feel comfortable retiring with that monthly. And let's just say if you retire early, now you got to factor in healthcare. So let's just say maybe it costs $1,500 a month for health coverage, and so you just got to factor that in. So maybe instead of $10,000 a month, maybe your goal should be $12,000 a month, and that would be factoring in for your healthcare insurance. So a lot of people, I thought about it too. You get concerned, like, what am I going to do for medical coverage if I retire early? So fortunately, like I said, I do have a good retirement plan, and I will get some coverage, but I don't want that to be the reason why I'm staying at work, is just to get the medical, right? So for me, I'm looking at it, and my goal is I want to hit $20,000 a month in passive income, and that's where I'm shooting for, and that's where I'd like to retire at. So, a lot of people keep asking me too, like, why are you doing this YouTube channel thing and putting yourself out there? And for me, I love this real estate journey, and I want to try and help as many people as I can. So that's part of the goal of doing this. I'm also putting myself out there because I'm trying to show proof of concept that it can be done. You can live where you want, and you can invest where the numbers make sense. And I'm just trying to put it out there to let people know that there's other options out there to the traditional retirement plans and retirement programs, and you don't have to go down that path. If you want to figure out a way to possibly accelerate your retirement plan or retire early, then there is other options that can probably help you to achieve that goal faster. And definitely I wish I got started a lot sooner, but I'm also just glad that I did get started and I see the benefits, and that's why I'm putting myself out there. So go ahead, like I said, don't forget, go subscribe and like this channel, because I'm doing this for you folks, right? I'm doing this because I want you folks to see that it can be done. I have a blue collar job, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing the work. And is it scary? Yeah, well, let me change it. It's not scary now. It's a lot easier if you realize that problems are going to happen, and then things are not going to always go as you plan, but you realize that there's always a solution out there, and that's all it is. You just got to figure out the solution, and you just got to adapt to it. And so that definitely the first transaction was was scary. You're wondering if you're doing the wrong thing, but I advise anyone that's interested, reach out to me, or reach out to anyone that's investing in real estate. There's so many people out there. There's so much quality information out there, and let's stay away from all the negativity and just reach out to someone that's investing. So yes, reach out, go to meetups, but you're gonna find out that this community, everyone has a story to tell. Everyone is willing to help one another. Everyone just loves to talk real estate. So yeah, I definitely recommend, reaching out to people, going to meetups, and just start networking and asking questions, and just getting your feet wet. So definitely that has helped. But for me, like I said, there's a vision here. There's a long-term plan. I'm glad I got started. Part of it for me though is I want to provide for my son. I want to provide a better future for him, but I also want to give him that foundation. I'm hoping that he finds passion in real estate also, but I also want to give him that chance to learn, and hopefully I build a brand or build a product that I can pass down to him, and whether it be like a property management company or some sort of business in real estate where he can learn and take over and use that, so that he can also have the opportunity to do whatever he wants in life. I think real estate, what you're going to find out, it provides you with so many opportunities. However, I see that as also being part of the drawback, is that there's so many ways to get started in real estate, and some people get caught up in different paths, and they kind of get kind of lost and kind of confused. There's so many options. You can do buy and hold, you can do wholesaling, you can do fix and flip, you can do Airbnb, there's multifamily, there's mobile home parks, there's RV parks, there's so many options out there, and they're all great, they're all wonderful. And however, you just gotta find one and pick one path and focus on that, I think, in the beginning, and then you can start branching out into other options. But that's the thing, right? There's so much possibilities in real estate, and I think yes. So like I said, reach out to someone, reach out to me, go network. But everybody in this real estate business, that's investing, there's so much people out there that's willing to help and talk story and just let you know what they're doing. And that's kind of why I'm doing this. I just want to put it out there, and hopefully, I can help a few people get started and see the benefits of real estate. And, going back to that topic, I've helped a retired captain, so far close on 2 turnkey properties out of state. An old friend that I knew from college days, we went on the exchange program to Cal State Northridge. She reached out to me. She saw what I was doing. She saw some of my posts, and she reached out and she was like, hey, this is something that I always wanted to do. And she wished she started sooner also, but life happened. She had a family, she had kids, and it kind of got put on the back burner. And now she realizes too, she sees how her the traditional retirement plans and stuff are maybe not all they're cracked up to be. And she's called me up and we sat down, and I went over with her and her husband, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and they're definitely motivated. And I think as of this video, they are in escrow on a property out of state in Pittsburgh. So yeah, I'm glad to just help people get started, tell them what I'm doing, and hopefully I can show proof of concept. But that's definitely the vision here, and a lot of it too is I also want to provide more for my son. I want to provide all the opportunities for him to follow whatever his dream may be, and not get stuck working a job that he may not like. My son loves toys right now. He loves Lego, and if he wants to be a toy maker or something like that, and he's able to get passive income from real estate, and he's able to pursue his dream of maybe being a Lego creator or building his own toy brand, then so be it. But I'd love for him to have that opportunity to follow his passion, and that's what this is all about, is providing more and also freeing up more time for myself. So that's definitely the ultimate goal, is getting a certain amount of passive income. However, that passive income leads to freedom of time, right? Just getting being able to do what you want. If you want to go and travel, if you want to go live somewhere else, but it just allows you to have more time, and that's really what I'm trying to do, is get as much time with my son, my family, and just do what I want to do. And if that means sacrificing a little bit for a few years and putting in the work, and for a better outcome, then that's what the plan is, right? And I want to have as much time to spend with my son as possible. And I don't know if you guys haven't had a chance, go watch my other video talking kind of about how I got started. But I mentioned that I got into the fire department, and the first day that I got into the companies, my dad had a stroke, and fortunately he's still with us. He is paralyzed, though. He's pretty much paralyzed on the right side, and he figures out how to get a lot of things done. But that has definitely impacted him, and I know it hurts him, that he's not able to play with my son as much as he would like, and do the things that he would love to do with his grandson. So those kind of things go through my head too, right? Is about time, and why should I be planning to work till I'm 60, or why is that the goal, right? If I can retire at 50 and enjoy my life and spend as much time with my son, and maybe he has a family one day and he has grandkids, and I'm able to enjoy all these benefits of spending time with them. And that's what getting all this passive income is all about. And I'm glad I got started, and definitely wish I could have got started sooner, but isn't that how it always is, right? People wish they did things earlier. And for any of you out there thinking about investing in real estate, just find your path. If it's fix and flip, if it's wholesaling, if it's Airbnb, if it's buy and hold, but there's someone out there doing it, right? There's someone out there that is being successful in it. So find that person, go reach out to them, and see what advice they can give you. But definitely figure out your path. Figure out like a lot of people like to talk about is what is your avatar? What character are you in the video game? Figure out what avatar you are, and figure out what you bring, or who you are, right? Like I said, some people are not buy and hold investors. They like that action. They like doing the fix and flip, and that may be you. Some people like that creativity of the whole Airbnb, of designing and dealing with the turnover and making the place as nice as possible, and that may be your path. But you have to figure out your avatar, right? Figure out what character you are in the game, and that's going to make things a lot easier. So I just wanted to put that out there. I just wanted people to understand my story, and kind of what my vision and what my goals were. in this process and why I'm doing it. Why am I putting myself out there on YouTube? You know, why am I doing it? Why am I making a fool of myself, basically, right? But basically, I want to show proof of concept. I also want to help anyone that wants to get started, that has any fears or doubts, and just realize that it is possible. I mean, I know we live on an island and we live so far from everything else, but you can invest out of state and you can make it work. So definitely, you know, reach out to me, or, you know, go find someone that's doing it and reach out to them and go ask them some questions. But yeah, you know, go check out some of my other videos. Like I said, go check out the video kind of about how I got started. I think it'll give you a good insight on how this whole process got going and where my mindset is at. But definitely, you know, like I said, please subscribe, you know, like, comment. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. I think I'm reaching people, and more people are reaching out to me, and I'm thinking I'm getting more people wanting to get started. But definitely trying to grow this channel. So, and you know, keep supporting me, subscribe, like. But you know, like I said, just trust the process, and you know, until my next video, just keep looking for those deals.